On this episode of Natural Living Homestead, it's Workday Wednesday, and we're going to take a look at Foxfire and some of the homesteaders from the past, hardworking people. So just recently, I received this book from my father-in-law, from Nikki's dad. It's called the Foxfire Book, and it's the first one in the series. This book covers a lot of different things, from hog dressing to log cabin building, mountain crafts, planting by signs, hunting tales, moonshining. Can you believe that? Moonshining. And just other affairs of plain living. My father-in-law knows that I'm trying to take our family back to a simple type of living. Less of the TV and more of the outdoors. So, as we open this book, you can see that it covers more things in there too. What types of, this is the way I was raised up, tools and skills and chimney building, white oak splits and a quilt making, rope and straw and feathers to sleep on. Cooking on a fireplace, a Dutch oven, and a wood stove, and slaughtering your own hogs, turning your own butter, preserving fruit, preserving vegetables, the signs of the weather, planting by signs, home remedies, hunting. So there's a lot of things in there in this very first book that Foxfire put out. Foxfire was a magazine. Show you a picture here. So Foxfire was a magazine, came out in the 1960s, and it would teach people how to homestead. And they have a website. I'll show you the website here. They're still doing this today. They're showing, this all takes place in the Appalachian Mountains. Okay, and they're showing people the hard work that it took back then and that it takes today too. So I thought I'd take a minute and really do a bit of for Workday Wednesday, show some of the hardest workers that have ever lived in history, and kind of a salute to them. I thought I'd introduce you to Foxfire. You can check out Foxfire, for yourself. They've got interesting books. They've got seminars that take place. They have a yearly event over there. Very, very affordable. And you get a chance, you should definitely check it out. There was a movie back in the 80s. It had Jessica Tandy, her husband, and John Denver in it too. So I, of course, am a John Denver fan. And that's pretty cool. I love his music. And I love Jessica Tandy too. I'm a great actress. So she plays a mountain woman, and the real estate company is always trying to buy the land from her. So she's always going back having conversations with her dead husband, the guy who always plays her husband in every single movie to begin with. Let me tell you. That was her real life husband too. So she always goes back trying to have conversations with him, and he doesn't want to sell. Of course, he's buried back there in the apple orchard. But it's an old 1980s movie called, sounds weird to say. I'm sorry if you guys were born after the 1980s or even after that. But I grew up in the 80s, so it's weird to say. It's an old 1980s movie. But an old 1980s movie called Foxfire. And it's about an Appalachian family. Their son, John Denver, who had gone away and became a little bit of a country music star in a sense. And it wasn't like really major big, but it was big enough, local big guy. So check out the TV series or the movie series. I'll leave a link to that. You can see it on YouTube for free. So check out the movie. You'll like, if you're into homesteading, Appalachian type heritage, that shows you how rough people really had it. You know, the Appalachian Mountains, they used to belong to the Cherokee Indians, and now it's kind of still the next generation of the hardworking people that are there. It's never really been turned to the advanced society quite like major cities when you go into, say, Chicago, New York, or anything like that. Not that that's a good thing either, but it's just not a very advanced society. Lower incomes over in that area. A lot of them, if they're going to make money, make some decent money, it's going to be in coal mining. So they try to when you live on the mountain like that, they try to provide for their own needs. So I'll show you some more clips of the people from the Appalachian Mountains that this whole Foxfire thing has really tried to preserve the history of. So I want to read something to you here real quick. It's called the Foxfire Mission, and it's on their website, and the link will be in the video below in the text box. But it says Foxfire's mission is to preserve and develop the public's appreciation for Southern Appalachian history. Its history, people, traditions, through artifacts, oral history, programs that interpret, document, and celebrate the region, and fosters self-directed, community-based classroom instruction for the Foxfire core practices. It's going back to the roots of what we're all trying to do in the homesteading movement, in a sense, and everybody in the homesteading movement. Some people are doing this, some people are doing that. Maybe for them, chickens, that's their thing, or they want to be able, we don't do milk, you know. I don't have time to invest in doing cow, and I don't have time to invest in milking goats. We have goats, but we don't milk them. But anything that we can do, we're always constantly trying to move into a self-sufficiency area in our lives and become more self-dependent. So I want to read something else to you guys real quick too. Okay, this is called the Foxfire approach. The Foxfire approach to teaching and learning is neither a method nor prescription. The approach marries together guidance with student choice as a foundation for better learning. In this way, the Foxfire classrooms were less about the magazine than they were about choosing to produce one. The Foxfire is an approach to professional development for educators that stresses student choice and accountability of learning. The original Foxfire classroom model injected student choice into the curriculum to enhance the learning experience. They reinforced key concepts and create a shared responsibility for the educational outcome. Working together, teachers and students decide how students want to learn and apply rigorous and ongoing assessments to their progress. Over time, as a result of extensive study and research, practicing educators and Foxfire staff have expanded the basic approach to include 10 Foxfire core practices for education. Think about that maybe for a little homeschooling education too, guys. You know, there's a lot of things that when you're taking our children to public school, here's what we're doing. We're going to learn this because the state mandates this, and we're going to learn this and that and this and that. Towards the end of the semester, the kids have to review it all so that they can take the state test and figure out if they've memorized enough of their bits and facts that the state requires to pass that test. Now, it may be nothing that they'll ever learn again or use again in their life, but they memorize those things right then and there for the state to pass the state test so they can go on to the next grade. That doesn't mean they'll ever use it again. You and I both went through public schools. You know, is there anything that you learned in it that you done forgot and you're never going to use again? Yeah, a whole bunch. So why don't we take time and learn skills and trades that we're actually going to use? Just a thought. So you guys may like that, you may not. That's just the way that I feel, myself personally. Why don't we go back to learning some of the simple things? You know, there's not even a shop class nowadays in a lot of schools, no industrial arts. And we wonder why we're not making a lot of our own things in this country. Why it's cheaper to bring it in from China. But I'm not going to go off on that tangent. Let's go back, or reel me back in here. Back to the Foxfire. So I'll show you guys this little slideshow. You like this, give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget